relaxing before going to bed. Usually do a puzzle, listen to some calm music, and then I go and crash. I have a message for a certain person. You have literally issues I can't control, nor do I wish to. And you have issues with me personally. I don't know if it's out of jealousy, just the fact that you're vindictive. But you broke the law. And you have fought and fought with several people on this platform. Now you're hitting all channels that will have you on and spreading lies. You've engulfed your life with my life, which is kind of spooky and creepy, if you ask me. And you're going to be made to stop. I've asked you to stop. You said you're not stopping. You have been a thorn in my butt for too long. And now you opened up a closed adoption. I don't care what excuse you use to backpedal on that one. You screwed the pooch on that one. That's a fact. I asked you to leave me alone and you screamed. You're not stopping. That shows evil intent. That's like telling someone you're not allowed to stalk me and you tell them you're not stopping. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. I never did any videos on you and you start on me right away. When I did the tribute, remember that? And you inserted yourself with that too. You're climbing on panels talking about people and causing conflict and causing ill will and vicious intent. And you know you are. I'd like for you to leave me the hell alone. But you done told me you're not stopping. I have a case number. And anytime that you call the police on me, I'm going to show them that number. You're going to have to deal with the fact that you were giving names of people that were, and now you're over on panels trying to rally people up to come after me. You are no friend or foe to anyone. And you're running amok on the internet. Fact. People have asked you to walk away, and you couldn't do that. You'd rather make their lives miserable because you feel they made yours miserable. The only one that made yours miserable was you. You. Your medical training, you didn't have medical training like you're claiming you have. That's okay. Whatever makes you feel important. Now, I've asked you to stop, and you said you're not stopping. That's a fact. You won't walk away. You won't quit coming to our channels. You want to be a terror to anyone that comes across you because you think you're all that. And you go to the people that degrade and slander other people so you can rally them up. Ain't that something? And yet you still think you have a right to ruin people's lives. Because that's what you've done. My life is not your business. And you doxed me, and I have the video where you were naming off a lot of people. That's not going to look too good in court, Becky. I'm not going to consider calling you Becky no more. I'm just going to call you Dean. That's my nickname, and I have a right to live it as much as you have. I've been called it since I was a baby. And I'm not going to stop being called it because you use it. So, I want you to understand something. You've inserted yourself into my life too many times and too often. It shows on the internet all the attacks you've done to people. And yet you feel that you're entitled to destroy lives, and you're not. You run amok with the internet, and I am so hoping that through all of this they take the net from you. Because that's what you're using to ruin people's lives with. You attack and talk about so many people. And then you say live on a panel that you became friends with someone just so you can get information. That you were never close friends at all. And that person thought you guys were friends. That's pretty messed up, Becky. That shows the character you are. But you engulfed yourself in my life. What reasons? I have no clue. No clue at all. Of why you would do and say the things you say and do. I really don't understand it. There. No, wait. So, I'm not going to tell you to leave me alone again because you done said you won't. You're trying to get a bunch of people involved to do the work that you can't do no more because it would get you in trouble. That's a fact. So you want them to jeopardize their freedom to fight a cause that you've created for yourself and no one else. Gotcha. You don't have a right to hold anybody's life hostage, and that's what you're doing. When you are tearing them apart and lying on them. As far as what my doctors have told me, that's none of your business either. Now you're going to go against the... Oh my God. Yeah, that's something you would do. Oh my God. Yep, that's what you're doing. So, you're going to talk about my medical. You do know that Accountability Act of 1996, you know, HIPAA, federal law that requires the creation of national standards. You know, it's to protect sensitive patients' health information from being disclosed without the patient's consent or knowledge, Dean. So now let's see. You opened up a private adoption. You read off my entire history of family members and my husband's off a background check you did. So that means you went against their own rule in what you did. And now you're talking about my medical, which is another no-no. You're just racking them up, aren't you? Well, it's time that I talk to the detectives that are in charge of this. I'm calling them tomorrow. It's time. So let's see. You broke the HIPAA Act. You broke the closed adoption. And you broke the agreement you're to make with when you do background checks. I feel sorry for people like you, Dane. I really do. I asked you to stop and you wouldn't. So now you're inserting yourself into my medical history. You're inserting yourself into my adoption. And you're inserting yourself into my life in general. and you call Becker a stalker? Okay. Well, you need to stop being housebroke and get a hold of an attorney. Because now there's history of you trying to go on panels and cause problems for me as well. And that's all recorded. Yeah, you need to stop. You seriously need to stop. Wow, Becky. You need to see this. The Health Insurance Probability and Accountability Act, HIPAA, HEPA, lays out 3 rules for protecting a patient's health information, namely the privacy rule, the security rule, and the breach of notification rule. You never asked me if you could talk about my medical, Dean. You're just violating everything in my life, aren't you? You seriously are not seeing the big picture here. That's sad in itself. So Yaxley Malibu, anybody except for Eric would like to interview me and get the real truth, that's fine. Get a hold of me. Put a comment under one of my videos. I'll have to approve your comment, but at least I'll see it. If you want to do an interview with me, and you'll get the real truth. And nothing but the truth. I will not bash on Dean, and I will not have anything bad to say about her. Because she's going to have to do the walk. Because she's really broken the rules. And when you open up a closed adoption, you're attacking my children. Their privacy and their security. But you wouldn't know that, right? No. You wouldn't know it. So, do me a favor. Make sure you clearly understand this. You're going to have to answer to the law. Dean, I'm not going after anybody on here. I want you handled. That's what I want. So let's see. You're in trouble. Your Twitter account shows everything. You going on panels are recorded. And I'm not even doing it. Other people are. You made a lot of enemies. Now, Eric working in a gym and knowing all the ins and outs of a gym and boxing, he would tell you the HEPA law is not to be messed with. But I'm not sure he would even do that because of his hate. But it's true. I didn't give you permission to talk about my medical on other panels. You messed around, Dane. Now I'm going to ask that you be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. Wow, Dean, I've asked you to leave me alone and you won't stop. I pity you. I'm done with you.